Welcome back to Ferocious Education, this is Ed. Today we're going to be talking about Vinco Ventures. Now I did talk about Vinco Ventures multiple times before, but today we have some new updates. Now Vinco Ventures goes with the ticker BBIG. In case if you've never heard about them, Vinco Ventures is a company that goes ahead and acquires multiple different smaller companies into acquisitions. So first off they buy them as the B, and then they try to innovate and grow the company, or IG. So that's how you have the BIG. Now for Vinco Ventures, or BBIG, their attempt at the end of the day is to go ahead and either do a spin-off of the shares and get some net proceeds out of these IPO spin-offs, or basically going on and selling these companies to another private firm where they're going to be pocketing the difference, hopefully in a profit way. Now, there's two main things going on right now for Vinco Ventures. The first one is Lemotive, and the second one is Cryptide. Cryptide is basically everything cryptocurrency related for Vinco Ventures. Lemotive attempts to be that kind of new TikTok / Instagram application that is actually out right now and running. Now, in terms of news, the actual official news page doesn't have any news in the last 2 months. However, on SEC filing, we do have two news that are actually recent, including one today on the 26th of January 2022, and also you have another one on the 24th of January. Starting off with the 24th of January one, you're able to see here there's nothing much going on other than reporting a transaction that happened on the 18th of basically selling of share or disposed shares, around exactly 100,000 ones of them, 100,000 shares at around $5 a piece. Now, the amount of securities beneficially owned following the reported transaction, this person still has around 330,000 shares. Now, this person is actually McFillin Philip Anthony, which did a sell off these positions, again reported here on Fintel as well. Now, the other part is a little bit of a lengthier SEC filing, and this is again on the 26th of January, and it talks a little bit about the proceeds of Cryptide and the spinoff with the initial principal amount of around $33 million off senior notes. This is again related to Cryptide, and it talks a little bit about the distribution and how the net proceeds will be at least 10 million, but not more than 20 million. And it basically talks as well that the record date for the spinoffs from the company shall have been announced and set. Now, in terms of the exact details here, it doesn't actually pinpoint exact times, but it does talk a little bit about the first half of 2022 where this is all expected to be done. Now, it's a little bit of a lengthy SEC filing. I might have actually missed the actual date, but overall, my idea of just from reading this is that the record date would be somewhere in the first half of 2022, and all this would be proceeding by at least somewhere around the middle mark. So let it be June, at the end of June in 2022. Now, the remaining things are just things that are normally there when insiders can sell that kind of stuff. Basically, investors that are initially when they're able to sell, participation rights, anything that is here is most likely just your normal spin-offs or IPO paperwork that is put out overall in an 8K form. So there's nothing massive here that unfortunately including specific record dates. In terms of SEC filings, so that was done, but insiders and institutions. So insiders, we saw a bit of selling happening, and that is most likely out of a remnants of either awards or exercises, and that's how these people are usually paid as a part of their package. Now, in terms of institutional buyers, we don't see anything happening massively for 2022. However, we do have a few here and there activities. For instance, Palos Advisors Incorporations added around 13,500 shares. Now, in terms of dates here, you're able to see some activity in January, including, for instance, Goldman Sachs Group added around 510,000 shares on 20th of January, and they added as well around 433,000 shares worth of calls on the same day. So there is a bit of a mix here and there, like Hudson Bay just last month liquidated, but you're able to see that it's kind of going in the right direction at this point where people are adding. That's a good thing. Now, before moving on towards technical analysis, if you would like to see more content like this, make sure to click the subscribe button on the bottom right corner and leave notification buttons on for the channel. And also don't forget to drop a like if you've actually enjoyed it so far, and you can join our Discord in the description below. And let's move on now towards technical analysis. In terms of technical analysis, we're seeing a very hard test today on the MACD. That itself is attempting to go towards the negative side, but we see a bit of a push today that kind of tries to reject that movement overall. So it's starting to look a little bit like good news. It's actually attempting to reject this entire reversal into the negative side and attempts to push forward. Now, there's another key point. This stock itself is trading at a level based on the William percent R, which is very similar to the relative strength index, and is showing that the stock is currently oversold, suggesting that in momentum, where momentum is established, you'll be able to see more buying action happening or more buying demand, increasing the stock price a little. Average directional index isn't showing anything. It's kind of dead at 2211, almost horizontal in a sense, and momentum is climbing a little at 0.71. Now, moving averages are 10 SMAs being above 30 EMA. That is nice. Between them, there's something called the trading action zone, where most positive reversals occur, and that's between 363 and 321. Today it attempted it but got rejected and dropped below the 50 SMA at 311, but there's still hope with this one, especially looking a lot better than it did between the 19th of January and the 23rd, 24th of January. And on stochastic fast and stochastic slow, you're kind of seeing it kind of diving a bit downwards, suggesting to be very careful where the next support is, and I'll show you actually a bit of good news that can a little bit make this pill a little bit easier to swallow. Now, in terms of the moving average bands, this one is expected to trade between 3.33 and 272. Now, in the middle, there's 303, and that kind of acts as a support, but it's kind of a little bit like going upwards, not that much significance as you get to see, but it's almost at a horizontal level, which is pretty good nonetheless. Now, the other thing that we're looking at here is supports and resistances. And basically starting the point from around 1249 and then going all the way to 195, we're able to see some significant supports and resistances on the Fibonacci retracements. Now, the first support is 195, but you get to see the resistances are 444, 598, 722, 846, 1023, and 1249. However, there is a key kind of support metric that we need to be very careful of. So right around here, around the 258, that is a critical support that I kind of rejected it when it got tested. Now, below there, you're seeing 242, and then underneath, it sits a little bit around 218 and then downwards to 198. But we have supports that are closer to the price points, such as the 299, and then 286, and then 271. Some resistances right now, as we speak, are around 306, and then 328, and then going a little bit higher to 360, 389, 420, and then 463, 505, 529, and 560, and you get the point. Now, the question is, what do I think about this one? Well, it's a little bit of a hard bet, honestly, to take a look at this one, but at least you're starting to get a bit of a pulse. It might be a bull trap. The stock market has been a little bit crazy recently in the last few days, but if you actually do believe in this stock and you do want a piece of Kryptonite, then it is a little bit of a no-brainer to kind of hold. But if you are in here to make 100% overnight, this is not the place for you. This is more off if you're investing, you gotta trust in the company and have a belief in what the company is actually doing. Now, what do you think about the sticker? Make sure to put down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you're still here on this video, make sure to drop down below and join our Discord. We have a lot of different things going on, including, for instance, members that gives picks for free. It's not pump and dumps, we just things we think about, swings, etc. We also have really exciting bots. You can actually use those ones. For instance, we're just testing out this bot, for instance, that gives you Fibonacci resistance points, activities, etc. And we have a bunch of free things, totally free. We run on tips here, and you can ask me questions, suggest stocks, etc. It's a really nice community that has been growing up very fast at a very good rate, and it's totally free. If you would like to join that one, feel free to do so in the description below, and have a wonderful day.